fall, we often think about planting bulbs, and while we might typically be thinking about spring bulbs, it's also a great time to start planting our garlic. And garlic, there's a lot of different varieties you can select. Here we have German red, which has a red skin, as well as Enchilium red, which is a larger bulb. These, as well as Spanish Roja, are great varieties for Oklahoma. We've tried a couple of other ones that we have Music here, and you can see this has a bit of a stronger neck to it, and this is what is referred to as a hard neck garlic. Some are also called soft necks, and it really doesn't matter which ones you have. They're all kind of treated the same. Soft necks tend to last a little bit longer in storage than the hard necks, but it's just what your preference is. Now this is an elephant garlic, and you can see it's a bigger bulb, and it actually only has 2 cloves. Usually they don't have quite as many cloves, and this is not a true garlic at all. It's actually closely related to the leek family, but has a mild garlic flavor to it. So you want to keep the bulb intact until you're ready to plant it. And when you are ready to plant it, then we're going to break apart each one of these cloves, because we'll plant each of these cloves independently from one another. And each one of these will then go on to develop a new bulb for us. So out of this one bulb, we're actually going to be getting 4 more plants next season. Now, when you look to plant, you're going to want some loose, rich soil. But garlic isn't too picky, but you do want to have nice soil for it to grow in. And right now at this point, what we're going to want to encourage growth is on the roots. And so we're going to add a little phosphorus. We're just going to top dress with some phosphorus here. And then we will work that in as we plant it with our hand trowel. And we want to make sure that that bone meal is getting down into that soil profile where those bulbs will be growing, because phosphorus doesn't move in the soil profile too much. So now that we have that worked in, we're going to kind of level out our soil a little bit more there, and we're going to use this tool that is called a dibble. And this is nice to make easy holes into your soil. And we're going to plant these about 4 to 6 inches apart and about 4 inches deep. Typically on bulbs, you want to plant them twice the diameter, the depth. So here you can see our bulb is about 1.5 inches, so we're going to plant it about 4 inches deep. Now, the important thing is when you're planting this, you want to make sure all bulbs have a flat side to it. And you want to make sure this is oriented down to the bottom, because this is where the roots are going to grow, and the point is where the foliage will grow. Now, it doesn't matter which type of garlic you grow, you're going to plant all of these in the same way. If you have the elephant garlic, which tends to be bigger bulbs, you will want them on the side of 6 inches between those bulbs, because they will grow larger bulbs in next season. The other thing you want to think about is when you're looking at your bulbs and all the cloves, there's different sizes of those cloves. Typically the outside cloves tend to be a little bit larger, and those are the ones that you're going to want to plant. The ones that are inside tend to be a little bit smaller. Those will make smaller bulbs next year. So if you want to try the flavor of these bulbs this year, those are the ones you want to take into the kitchen. Now, elephant garlic, like I said, it makes a very large bulb. So these you're going to want to plant a full 6 inches apart between the bulbs so that they have plenty of room to develop. You want to make sure that you label all of your garlic, because you likely won't see much growth before winter. The bulk of the growth is going to come next spring. And before we're finished here, we want to put some mulch on it. We've just got some pine fines. We're going to put a couple of inches that will help keep it over the winter. Next spring, we'll start to see some of that growth come up, and then we'll be able to harvest in June. Garlic, it's an easy plant and great to plant this time of year because you can get ahead of the schedule.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.